What's good, YouTube, man? It is your boy Solid back with another solid reaction. And today, man, we got Penny Hardaway. How good was he actually? On my just me talking, I think Penny Hardaway could have been so much greater, but he only got to play like legit maybe 4 years, and then you just saw a steady decline, especially after the injuries. It just fell on him so hard where he never really got the chance to play at his full potential. And he was on a crazy climb for those first 2 years he was with Shaq. But we're gonna go ahead and check this video out, man. If this is your first time seeing your boy Solid on your screen, man, do me a favor, bro. Hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, and turn your notifications on so you never miss another Solid reaction. But let's go ahead and get into this one and see what's going on.
If he had stayed healthy, Reg, finish that sentence.
First ballot Hall of Famer.
Oh, facts.
Easily.
Oh, facts.
I mean, could do everything. I know people like to compare him to Magic Johnson. They were different type tall guards. Penny was special because he saw the floor like Magic, but I thought he was a better scorer and maybe post-up player than Magic. Remember, him and Shaquille
turn that up
at a
little
young
bit.
age.
I know.
Penny Hardaway, remember the Penny Hardaway doll and the whole Tyra Banks thing, and Chris Rock being the voice of the. He was part of the face
he got
of
one.
the league.
Go ahead. I hate intros, bro. They kill me.
Michael Jordan was asked who he saw in the interview. Michael Jordan was asked who he saw as the next Michael Jordan, the guy he would pass the torch to when he does inevitably retire. Michael said two players, Grant Hill and Penny Hardaway. Penny was often compared more to Magic Johnson than Michael Jordan, since he was a large point guard standing
like
at
6
foot 7 inches tall.
Yeah.
Before Dwayne Wade and Kobe Bryant, Penny Hardaway was the feared wing player alongside of Shaquille O'Neal. He was drafted in 1993 with a 3rd overall pick by the Golden
just
State
imagine
Warriors,
if the Warriors would have kept
but the
him.
Warriors traded Penny and picks to the Magic for the rights to draft Chris Webber. The Magic had originally intended to draft Webber and pair him with Shaq, which is an interesting and rarely talked about what if. But after a second workout with Penny, they changed their mind and decided to make the trade. Upon Penny's first year in the league, he immediately made a significant impact, averaging 16 points, 6.6 assists, 5.4 rebounds, and 2.3 steals on 46.6% shooting. He started the year as a shooting guard, but was mentored at the point guard position by Scott Skiles, who was a wise and solid point guard in his own right, and is still the single game record holder for assists in a game with 30. With his developing skills and Skiles' mentorship, it didn't take very long for Penny to take the next step to superstardom.
This move right here is so iconic, bro. People try to mimic it and they just can't get it right. With that step turn, bro, was freaking. I don't know how to explain it. It was just so perfect, bro. Like
with
when
his
you saw
developing
it,
skills and Skiles' mentorship, it didn't take very long for Penny to take the next step to superstardom. In only his second year in the league, he was the starting point guard, and he helped lead his team to 57 wins while averaging 20.9 points, 7.2 assists, 4.4 rebounds, and 1.7 steals on an extremely point guard efficient 51.2% from the field. It's important to remember that the late 90s had some of the lowest scoring NBA seasons since the 1950s. So if Penny played in just about any other era, his numbers would have looked even better. They topped it off with the trip to the NBA Finals, where they were ultimately swept by the Houston Rockets. But that certainly wasn't Penny's fault. He showed up in the series big, averaging 25.5 points, 8 assists, and 4.8 rebounds on 50% shooting. At this point, as only a 23-year-old, Penny was recognized as a legitimate superstar and as one of the elite players in the league, despite the fact that he was still around 5 years short of his prime. Penny was the perfect example of a retro player who would average monster numbers if he played in today's game. He was a large point guard who could often exploit mismatches with smaller defenders on him. In his early 20s, he was a fantastic ball handler with remarkable court vision and passing abilities. He was a great scorer who was very efficient from the field, and you also had to respect him from three-point range. You also had to be careful with the ball around Penny, as he was usually among the league leaders in steals. Remember, we've covered all of this talent and numbers from Penny so far, and we've still only addressed his first 2 years in the NBA. His third year would be the best of his career, leading his Magic to a 60-22 record, while putting up numbers of 21.7 points, 7.1 assists, and 4.3 rebounds on 51.3% shooting. They made it all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals this season, but the 72-10 Bulls were on their revenge tour and were way too much for the Magic to handle. Sadly, this would...
Crazy thing is, and I know what he's about to say, bro, and it like... the crazy thing is that team was so set. If Mike's team didn't play, the Magic might win that. Shaq might have won one with the Magic before going to the Lakers. And that's just crazy. He might have not even went to the Lakers because he actually won a ring with, you know, that's just crazy. So Orlando, I feel like the Magic had a decent team base. It just Mike was in the way. You feel what I'm saying?
Penny's last healthy season as a developing superstar. It also marked the offseason where Shaq left the Magic for the Los Angeles Lakers. In the 97-98 season, Penny dealt with a multitude of injuries and only played in 59 games that year. The season after that, he had a devastating left knee injury, which required surgery and forced him to miss all but 19 games that year. From this point on, Penny's superstar promise was gone, and although he played 9 more years in the league, he was never an all-star again, and was at best a role player for the Suns, Knicks, and Heat. The truth is, we never saw this man's prime. He was barely 25 years old by the time the injury bug took over, but he could have been a perennial winner and one of the greatest all-around players to ever live if he had simply been more fortunate. Let me know in the comments section how good you think Penny would have been without the injuries. Thanks for watching as always. Make sure to like.
All right, absolutely, bro. Penny would have been 10 times better. I feel like Penny was only given just a little bit of the, like, we only got a taste of Penny, bro. Like, we got legit the maybe 4 good years out of Penny. And it was always, it was a razzle show. So he could have been so much better, but what injuries get to you sometimes, man, they really get to you. And they can destroy or make a player. They can make players worse by, you can see, I've seen players come back off of injuries and they're like ghosts of themselves. Like, they're not who they used to be. And then I've seen people come off of injuries and you're like, you needed that injury, bro. Because you got your rhythm. Like, you found something while you was on injury or whatever the case may be. So it's crazy to see just how, you know, like how Penny was. If Penny would have honestly got to play a little bit longer, we talking a whole different story. If Chicago doesn't bring back Mike and they don't go on their revenge tour, we're talking a different story. Magic wins that playoffs. Magic, Shaq stays with Orlando. Orlando might go for 2 or 3 more championships. Penny probably would have ended up in, I think, is he in the Hall of Fame yet? I can't remember. Is Penny, I don't even know. I'm not even gonna say yes. But I'm gonna say he's not in the Hall of Fame right now. He would be in the Hall of Fame. Simple. His accolades would add up. But man, thank you guys for checking out this video. If y'all guys did enjoy this one, bro, do me a favor, man. Hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, and turn your notifications on so you never miss another solid reaction, brother. But I'll see you in the next one. Peace.